Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone. That's about as festive as I'm going to get today. Look at this weather. It's bloody awful. I mean, it started out as getting a little cold, and then this happened. And, well, this is my Peterbilt 389 equipped with the Cummins QSK19. I'm using the 800 horsepower model because this is a truck I use for those heavy haul trips. And I started off to go and collect this crane, and the weather was okay, a little cold, and now it's been snowing. I'm in a bit of a hurry today. I've got about as long to drive in terms of time as I have before I'm supposed to finish my shift, so I am going to make like a tree and get out of here at the expense of driving sensibly. But please, drive sensibly all of the time, but especially in icy, wintry and snowy weather. So the more sharp-eyed of my viewers may have spotted a slightly different look to today's game. That's because I've downloaded Grimes Frosty's Winter mod. This particular game, I'm using the heavy winter pack together with the Frosty Wheels upgrade, and I've told it to rain, or in this case snow. I'm also using the Sound Fixes pack, and that's by YouDriveSafely, together with I think it's a recent mod, which is the Winter Sound. So we're getting the benefit of lots of different sound packs and sounds, together with, of course, the look. The downside of those mods, and this appears to be more Grimes Frosty's Winter mod, there's a hit on performance, shall we say. I'm used to rain slowing things down. This game is typically CPU limited, certainly with the system I've got, but with pretty much every system, as I understand, it'll only use 2 threads, and it's very easy to max out those threads with, I believe, particle effects caused by the weather effect, and also using mirrors. So I've tweaked a few settings to try and improve performance. Mostly it's been the mirror resolution and range. They're now at medium as opposed to high and ultra. This game looks beautiful in the snow, but the frame rate has not been as consistent as I would like, and let me say, I just want it to run 60 frames per second. You'll occasionally spot a little bit of lag showing on the screen. Engine-wise, QSK19, this is the 800 horsepower version. You can download that from the Steel Productions Cummins QSK19 engine pack. That is a long name. And as you might suspect from this, the engine has 800 horsepower and 2275 foot-pounds of torque. I'm using an Eaton Endurant XD transmission. Oops. Who put the shed there? It's an 18-speed transmission. It's automated, and this particular one has a 355 rear end. So cruising at 55 is about 1100, 1150 RPM, which is pretty much the minimum that you'll get away with this engine. The engine itself likes revs. It's programmed to be a little conservative in the way that it performs, and that's mostly because efficiency is not really a strong point, shall we say. With a load like this, driven as aggressively as I'm likely to do, I might see 4 miles per gallon, probably closer to 3. You know, whilst I'm caveating stuff, I should also say that there's an odd weird sound glitch, and I am, quite honestly, I'm not sure what this is. It may be the CPU cannot process the sound quickly enough. Using a motherboard with integrated sound, I'm sure most people are, and it just glitches out. And it doesn't matter if I'm using an engine sound pack, or if I am using the stock sounds or the Sound Fixes pack. It seems a little worse with Sound Fixes, but then again, I removed it, tried it, and it was just as bad. So I give in. Not sure what's causing it, but it does occasionally glitch out, and it seems to glitch out, here's the weird thing, my entire system. Anyway, we're on the way to the high road. This thing is pulling it great, but of course there's some loose nut at the wheel, which would be me, and I am not driving the most sensibly right now. I just want to get a move on and get this crane to where it needs to be. Wonder if using my Jake in the snow is going to trigger someone. If it triggers you, leave a comment below. But it's not something that I probably would do in real life. I'm just breaking the driven axles, and this is a 6x4. That can so easily cause the thing to slide. With the game, that can certainly happen. Oh, that reminds me. I'm also testing a custom personal physics mod that has significantly reduced the available grip of the tyres, and I'm using the Dynamics tyre as well. That has poorer grip than the others. The game doesn't explicitly tell you this, but it doesn't have as good grip, and certainly when there's nothing behind you, it's a little wayward. You might, okay, that's not a good example, that's me, but you'll see it skip a little, you'll see it wheel spin a little, you'll see it slide around a little, and I'm gonna largely ignore it as I drive, but a few tweaks have made it seem to feel quite like I imagine a semi would feel in the snow. Kind of similar to a larger private car that's rear wheel drive. And again, if you've experience of this, just let me know in the comments if you think it looks like what it should. Or if you want to maybe try it and reach out. Whoa, those guys, that was a little close there, David. So I wonder what I need to tweak to make this be a bit more realistic. But the one time when the truck seems to perform its least realistic is when you use the Jakes, because it doesn't, well, might make sense, there's weight behind it, but it doesn't really snake around much. When I'm using the normal service brakes, it's a little skitterish, and I'd kind of expect that. And it will more or less wheel spin, but the automated gearbox is moving off in, I think, 5th gear. So it doesn't move off very sharply, and it doesn't wheel spin much. You've got to really try. Of course, my driver keeps yawning, so I don't think concentration is a factor, but it might be, I suppose. Curiously, it won't break traction either when I do things like this. I think this snowstorm's getting worse. Well, I'm gonna try the more sensible way of slowing down here. Not use the Jakes, that is, just downshift a little bit, use the service brake. I'm gonna turn left here. I guess, am I going under the highway? I'm not sure. Find out in a second. And that's me. My steering's not great, but I think the truck seems to be drifting around a little bit. Might just be me. Anyway, that's gone to green, and I need to call an Uber to get to the junction. So there we go. And let's give it some beans. I think we're going to pull up next to this guy. Yep. A couple of frame drops there. Nearly overshot. So yeah. Don't drive like this in real life. See ya. It just doesn't pull off very quickly. Yeah, I am not imagining it. This thing is kind of like drifting around under load, just as a rear-wheel drive vehicle does, so that kind of makes sense. I think it's kind of funny that I can't use my hood mirrors very well because there's snow in the way. So in that regard, it's probably quite realistic. So if there's anyone next to me and I've just drifted into them and they've braked hard, I didn't see. Oops. So let's see, I gotta turn left, and I think I rejoin or join the highway running left to right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I'm kind of impressed as to how stable this whole platform is, because I have been braking hard, engine braking, steering aggressively. It's been fairly settled. So let's yank it left and boot it, see if we get some wheel spin. And, yep, we made it kick down. And I mean, it's drifting around as the nose goes light, but it's not wheel spinning so much. Well, I guess we'll keep on the power, because I want to get there in time. And, oh, I've got to turn left up here. Oh well. In fact, what is this? Traffic cones? Oh, I see. Okay, so I've got to veer left, and I might be going a little quick for this. Alright. Well, I missed everything. Back on the power, and let's get up to speed. Yeah, this is most definitely not sensible. Accelerating firmly onto this section of highway. I can't really see over my shoulder or in my mirror too good. So we'll just keep it planted. What could possibly go wrong, right? It's definitely getting darker. I just got fined. It's definitely getting darker, and they've got the lighting just right. Or Grimes has got it just right. Because having driven these kind of conditions, it does have that darkness to it. And it's getting late. We've got to turn right here. Oh, okay. That was a little close. But we may have been close. We missed it, so doesn't matter. Honest. Again, don't drive like this in real life. Okay, so let's make a right turn here. Let's take this nice and steady for anyone watching. This road looks a little slippery and covered in snow. Took it a bit wide there, and we're pretty much here. Well, that was quite a reasonable trip then. Drove like a hooligan, didn't hit anything, didn't crash, didn't scare myself too much. Nice little result. Right, well, we'll turn in and see where he wants this, or he or she wants this crane. Well, that was pretty easy. Just pull it over there. Did so, and we're all done. So let's see how well we did. Okay, 160 miles, and we burnt way too many gallons of diesel. That's 47. That's about 3.5. Well, like I say, it's not the most efficient. Which neatly segues into my ending for this video, because they're not very efficient either. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas, especially if you made it this far. I appreciate you watching this till the very end. I release videos on a Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7 AM Central, so I have another couple of planned videos for the rest of the year, and then we're into 2023. And finally, drive sensibly. Don't drive like me. Thanks so much. Catch you in the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.